West Bengal in the eye of the storm. Cyclone Amphan tearing into a state in the midst of an unprecedented COVID crisis. Howling winds reached 185 kilometers per hour.
Life's first experience. I'm 53 years of age. This is the first experience I've got in Kolkata of such a wind speed.
Ripped off roofs, uprooted trees and lives. A trail of destruction leaving 4 dead. Thursday morning will narrate the complete story of devastation. It is a night when prayers will go out that the loss of life, limb and property are limited. Good evening, you're watching To The Point. I'm Preeti Chaudhary. We've been trying to get in touch with our reporters spread off across the state of West Bengal. There is no electricity, the internet is down, reports are being filed but difficult coming in. The extent of devastation would only be told by tomorrow morning as we keep getting in images, which is pretty much the footprint of any cyclone to the impact of what we've seen with Amphan. I want to take our viewers through now to this satellite image. This is the NASA satellite image which was recorded just about 3 hours before the cyclone made landfall. And this, can you see this entire white mass? This was how the storm was building up. And this is how the storm moved right up. And the eye of the storm was at Sundarbans in southern West Bengal, right there. Like we said, it's going to take some time till we are actually be able to stitch together the true picture, the true face of Cyclone Amphan. But going by these images, it does leave a chill in your spine on what possible devastation would this cyclone have left in its wake. I want to just take our viewers through on what the day unfolded with Cyclone Amphan. Well, it made landfall close to 3 p.m. 4 people till now are reported dead. The cyclone hit land between West Bengal's Digha and Bangladesh's Hathia Island. Kolkata is facing heavy rainfall ever since. Strong winds accompanying the cyclone. Wind speed went up to 185 kilometers per hour in various parts of West Bengal. In Kolkata alone, wind speed has touched 100 kilometers per hour. If the wind speed goes over 185 kilometers per hour, I just want to tell our viewers, then it pretty much mirrors Cyclone Cyclone, which devastated Odisha. We don't know the extent of the damage yet. Whatever is filtering in, we are relaying that. What we do know is that Sundarban has been the eye of the storm, and there is widespread devastation that is being reported from there. The wind speed exceeded 185 kilometers. Our reporters continue to assess the extent of the damage. I want to cut across right now to my colleague Manogya Loewal, who's been reporting right now from Digha. We also have Indrajit Kundu, who's right now joining me from Kolkata. The storm has passed Digha, Manogya, so I'd like to go to Indrajit first, and I'm going to come right back to you because you pretty much were in the eye of the storm. But Indrajit, Kolkata experiencing wind speed close to 100 kilometers per hour. What do you see around you? I know you've been trying to get in touch with our network of stringers spread across the state of West Bengal. Internet is down, but what verbally are you picking up from them? How much devastation are we talking about?
Well, Preeti, unprecedented scenes as far as Kolkata is concerned. Not just close to 100, but over 100 kilometers per hour. That's what the Met officers told us. According to a statement by the Regional Meteorological Department here in Kolkata, the wind speed was somewhere between 113 to 133 kilometers per hour, and therefore it has left a trail of destruction. The entire stretch behind me in south central Kolkata, it's all pitch dark. All these buildings that you see barely have any power left at this point in time. Power outage across the city. At the same time, parts of the city have been inundated, and this is the kind of trail of destruction that has been left. There are numerous, hundreds of trees that have fallen, that have been uprooted. We could also see several lampposts that
Right.
have tripped. As far as cables.
Indrajit, will you rectify your audio? Just rectify your audio. I'm going to come back to you in exactly 30 seconds. I'm going over to Manogya, but I want to ask you, I know you're in touch with all our stringer networks. The internet is down in the interiors, and the true story of a cyclone like this is told in the interiors. So coming back to you on what you're picking up, rectify your audio. Manogya, I know you've been in the eye of this storm. You were also reporting from the eye of the storm during file-in as well. What do you see around you right now? What did you capture through the course of the day?
The entire evening, parts of South Bengal witnessed the landfall of Cyclone Amphan. But what has transpired is complete devastation in most parts of the state. The fact that winds are still blowing with a velocity and a force of more than 100 km per hour will give you an idea on the after effects. The entire part and region of East Midnapur, West Midnapur, parts of South 24 Parganas, North 24 Parganas, and especially Kolkata have been witness to the devastation today. Trees have been uprooted on almost every important road, despite all tries and efforts from NDRF, especially in Digha and surrounding areas. Most of the roads are yet to be cleared, which will be taking time till tomorrow. There have been poles that have been almost uprooted and removed from wherever they were. The fact that electricity wires have been completely snapped, and half of the region is now like this without any electricity supply. Challenges are increasing with every minute because of COVID-19 pandemic on one hand and the crisis of the cyclone on the other. For people of Bengal and Odisha are now bracing up for this new challenge almost nowhere in the world for now.
Thank you, Manogya. It's a double whammy there. You have a crisis within an unprecedented crisis of Amphan. I want to go back to Indrajit. Indrajit, I know you've been trying to connect to a battery of stringers who are trying to filter in information. What are you picking up from the interiors?
Well, you know, what we're picking up is that in parts of North 24 Pargana, South 24 Pargana, the assessment of damage is yet to be made. And it cannot happen unless daybreak. As we are stating, we haven't seen anything of this sort in several years now. This is unprecedented. 130 kilometers per hour as far as Kolkata is concerned. Howrah, Hubli, all these places have been devastated. The only good thing is that the casualty so far is only about 4 people, and we hope that doesn't go up because we are in the midst of a lockdown and most people were inside their houses. Therefore, human casualty has been low so far, but we can clearly be able to assess the kind of property damage that has taken place. In rural areas, there will be damage to crops. We know that several embankments have been breached in South 24 Pargana district, especially in areas like Kultali, Fraserganj, because these are the places through which the cyclone directly went past. So the assessment will only be able to be done once there is daybreak tomorrow. Entire night tonight, it will be a difficult task for the Mamata Banerjee administration. Mamata Banerjee Chief Minister, of course, remains holed up at the State Secretariat.
Problem with your audio link, but I totally understand. We know the kind of winds that you're, in right now, giving this broadcast. Appreciate you joining us. But to sum up what Indrajit was telling us, we are trying to put it all together, the extent of the damage. It's been unprecedented in terms of the wind speed. So we are talking about, even in Kolkata, wind speeds exceeding 140 kilometers per hour. We'll only know tomorrow morning what went down today. West Bengal in the eye of the storm. Cyclone Amphan tearing into a state in the midst of an unprecedented COVID crisis. Howling winds reached 185 kilometers per hour.
Life's first experience. I'm 53 years of age. This is the first experience I've got in Calcutta of such a wind speed.
Ripped off roofs, uprooted trees and lives.
घर से निकल के उसके बाद ही पेन की दूसरा किसी का घर का लेना पड़ेगा सहारा लेना पड़ेगा.
A trail of destruction leaving 4 dead. Thursday morning will narrate the complete story of devastation. It is a night when prayers will go out that the loss of life, limb and property are limited. Trust us to get you the very latest come tomorrow morning. We are getting in all the information possible. But I want to now shift focus. As it's a double whammy for the state of West Bengal, the rest of India is trying very hard to limp back to normalcy. And one of it is India is going to once again reach out for the skies. A week after passenger trains hit train tracks, Civil Aviation Minister today, Hardeep Singh Puri, announced opening of domestic flights in a calibrated manner, starting May 25th. Puri tweeted saying all airports and air carriers have been asked to be ready for operations. Booking for domestic flights will begin soon. The Ministry of Civil Aviation will soon be announcing the standard operating procedure for domestic air travel. Puri also stated he's not in favor of keeping the middle seat empty as it will result in hike in ticket prices, but underlining that wearing of masks and using the Arogya Setu app is important.
Well, I'm very happy that we finally have announced the decision that flights will commence from Monday the 25th of May in a calibrated manner, and that these flights will go to all parts of the country. Initially, only a small percentage of the total number of flights, but depends on the kind of experience we gain. We will increase the number of flights, and I want to express my satisfaction at the cooperation that we've been getting from all the stakeholders, from the airlines, from the airports. It's not been a secret. I have said actually that airlines and airports have been ready for the last 1 week. We were just waiting for the green signal, and I think I had also hinted that sequentially it would be necessary for us to first commence rail operation and only then bring in the domestic civil aviation.
All right, news just coming in that Hardeep Singh Puri, the Civil Aviation Minister, has said that Arogya Setu is extremely important. He's not in favor of also keeping the middle seat empty. The Aviation Minister has said prices will shoot up if the middle seat is kept vacant. Listen in.
That's not a viable option, because even if you keep the middle seat vacant, you will have a situation that the prescribed distance for social distancing is not followed. So, and therefore it's not viable, and if you were to do that, you would have to hike up the price of the airline ticket by 33%.
All right, more news coming in. SpiceJet is the first airline which has already started taking bookings for domestic flights. That's also the news that is coming in right now. If you go onto a booking portal, you will see the first airline to start taking bookings from May 25th is SpiceJet. I want to cut across right now to my colleague Polumi Saha, reporting from the national capital. Polumi, will you take us through? I believe even the MHA has given out an advisory protocol, taken away the part of ban on domestic travel till 31st of May. Give us details, please.
That's right. The Ministry of Affairs has, of course, followed procedure after the announcement from the Minister of Civil Aviation that domestic civil aviation operations will, in fact, commence from May 25th. The MHA has removed the part which basically put domestic air travel of passengers as a prohibited activity. So that has been done as well. The lockdown guidelines per se have been amended, and the latest information that's coming in is that SpiceJet has already opened bookings on these various travel aggregators. A couple of those websites already showing SpiceJet flights for various sectors across the country itself. The Civil Aviation Minister has already said that all of these flights will go. These airlines will fly to various parts of the country, to all parts of the country. What will, of course, be the calibrated approach is that fewer flights will fly now. The number will be fewer so that they're able to deal with the procedures that entail the screening of passengers as they come to airport, and all the different changes that will happen at the airport. So you have to account for that time, as a result of which you cannot have as many flights. You can have only fewer flights per sector.
All right, we're going to keep giving out details. So all sectors will fly. It's not that there wouldn't be flights to a particular sector. So even though Mumbai is registering very high cases, pretty much India's New York, but flights will still fly to Mumbai and back, and other sectors as well. We'll continue to give you the latest information, but just shifting focus to the big political face-off today. Even as migrants continue to suffer, there is absolutely no end to the politics pinned to the name Migrant. Congress decided to recall buses it had arranged for migrants at Rajasthan-UP border, which, after the Yogi government, denied permission. While Congress accused the Yogi government, the BJP accused the Congress. This is how it all panned out.
The nowhere people, desperate and helpless. First ignored by the system as the lockdown came into effect, and now reduced to political cannon fodder in the battle of one-upmanship between the Congress and BJP.
आपको भाजपा के झंडे लगाने हैं, इन पे अपने भाजपा के स्टिकर लगाने हैं तो बेशक लगाइए। आपको इस्तेमाल करनी है तो आप हमें परमिट दीजिए, अनुमति दीजिए कि हम उनका संचालन कर सके। अगर आपको नहीं इस्तेमाल करनी है तो भी कोई बात नहीं, हम उनको वापस भेज देंगे।
Congress recalled buses it had arranged to ferry migrants shortly after its 4 p.m. deadline to the Yogi government to allow buses to ply expired. Priyanka Gandhi accused the Yogi Adityanath government of denying the migrant workers a safe home return.
जब तक हम इस राजनीतिक उलझन में पड़े रहे हैं ना, जब तक आप अजीब से बयान दे रहे हैं और तमाम इश्यूज उठा रहे हैं, तब तक हम कम से कम 92,000 लोगों को घर पहुंचा सकते थे।
The BJP responded. It accused Priyanka of opportunism.
खुद उनके एमएलए जो है उत्तर प्रदेश में लिख रही हैं, ट्वीट कर रही हैं कि कबाड़े बस थे, कई जगह स्कूटर, ऑटो, ये सब केस तो होना ही था, क्योंकि कौन सा प्रशासन ये चाहेगा कि कोई व्यक्ति काम में बाधा करे, वो भी अपनी राजनीति चलाने के लिए। तो ये स्वाभाविक है, कांग्रेस पार्टी को ठोस काम करना चाहिए अगर करना चाहते हैं।
The Uttar Pradesh police have slapped an FIR against Priyanka's personal secretary for forgery over the list of registered buses sent to the Yogi government.
ये बसें राजस्थान सरकार की बसें हैं और सरकार की बसों की सूची में से 460 यानी करीब आधी बसें फर्जी निकल जाएं। इन 460 बसें जिनको मैं फर्जी कह रहा हूं, उसके पीछे तथ्य है हमारा कि 297 बसें कबाड़ की हैं, कबाड़ हैं, यानी सड़क पर चलने लायक नहीं, उनकी फिटनेस नहीं है।
On the border, over 900 drivers and conductors braved the heat for 2 days, expecting a call either way.
खाने का इंतजाम, पीने का इंतजाम किया गया आप लोगों के लिए?
नहीं, अभी तो कुछ नहीं हुआ। रात को आए थे 12 बजे।
रात को 12 बजे आए थे
जी, अभी तक कोई नहीं आया।
तो वो खाना आपने खाया क्या? कुछ
नहीं, हमने फिर मना ही कर दिया। हमने तो देखा भी नहीं, हमने कहा हम नहीं खाएंगे, 12 बजे कोई खाने का टाइम नहीं है।
These buses have begun to return from here. It's been close to 30 hours for which these buses were stranded, and clearly this seems to be the kind of thaw that was expected. That is not happening, and the Congress has already asked the buses to return from where they had come. With Nikhil Sharma, Devankur Vadhavan in Bharatpur, India Today.
While political leaders have reduced the plight of migrants to political fodder, there are concerned citizens trying very hard to lend a helping hand, that healing touch. But bureaucratic hurdles sometimes make the jobs of citizens and even certain corporates very difficult. Here's more.
पानी मिल रहा है ना, रोटी मिल रहा है, हम लोग क्या भूखे मर जाए अब।
Successive lockdowns to combat COVID-19 have pushed migrants to the edge. No money, no food, savings exhausted.
कुछ भी सुविधा नहीं मिला, हम लोग भूखे मर जाएंगे यहाँ कोरोना से पहले। इसलिए हम लोग सरकार से विनती करते हैं तो हमें राशि भेज दे मुजफ्फरपुर।
Millions of migrants across the country desperate to return home. Some have been able to do so, others hoping to return home soon.
कोरोना से तो बच ही सकते हैं, भूख से तो नहीं बचेंगे ना, मरना ही पड़ेगा, दूसरा कोई ऑप्शन नहीं है।
In the midst of this unprecedented crisis, several citizen groups, celebrities and NGOs are stepping forward to lend a helping hand. A group of young people living in Noida, Greater Noida region, donned hats of Good Samaritans to help construction workers in the region with food and water. Along with citizens and citizen groups, some celebrities are also chipping in. Actor Sonu Sood's Twitter wall flooded with messages of stranded people seeking help to return home. Sonu has so far arranged dozens of buses to ferry migrants home. Paperwork, necessary approvals, the lives of migrants caught in red tape and bureaucracy. Adding to that bureaucracy is politics being played in the name of our migrants. Bureau Report, India Today. All right, actor Sonu Sood joins me. He's been able to get, if I'm not wrong, Sonu, 40 buses across the border from especially Bihar and Uttar Pradesh. And that's quite a feat because the Congress has been trying to do that. So congratulations on that. I also have Rohit Kapoor, CEO, OYO, India and South Asia. Now, OYO, whatever I've looked at, Rohit, you've been trying to provide rooms, especially to frontline workers, some of them completely free, of course, so good job there. But I'd like to talk to you about whether you did actually suffer bureaucratic hurdles. Sonu, I'll start with you. So how many buses now? 40 if I'm not wrong. And did you face any issues in terms of the paperwork from state? Were permissions an issue? Give us the lowdown.
ये कहाँ जा रही है वाली बस?
में?
किस तरफ जा रही है ये?
Sonu, did you face any hurdles at all?
There are more than 30 buses right now as we are talking. More than 30 buses have gone. And initially there were a lot of, when it's a whole process of, getting local permission from the state government. And then we had to put a request to the state that the migrants are going to. And there's a lot of delay when those permissions are not in place. So, I took up the challenge of speaking to everyone personally. I spoke to officials in Uttar Pradesh, I spoke to officials in Karnataka, I spoke to officials in Bihar yesterday. And Bihar, we were the first one to get the official permission for Bihar. A lot of people are leaving tomorrow. So, you have to pull these strings, you have to request to people, and you have to get connected with some genuine people who really want to help these migrants. And I'm glad now all the permissions are in place, and all the states are also cooperating for their migrants to come back home.
All right, so Sonu, you used your network to get ahead. Rohit, what is it that OYO has been trying to do, OYO India and South Asia? I know you've been trying to offer free rooms, especially for frontline workers, for healthcare workers, even for the cops. Did you face any hurdles at all?
I think, look, this as soon as this started around mid-March, when we realized that this is going to escalate in the country, and the government also started towards the lockdown, there are 4 or 5 things we immediately started. One is we built an SOP to help set up self-isolation or self-quarantine centers for citizens of the country. I think that's operational in many cities in India, often in partnership with healthcare companies. Second is a lot of hotels are being used to house healthcare workers. So we have tied up with 19 hospitals nationally, and more are growing, where healthcare workers are staying in the hotels next to the hospital because it's easy for them to go back and come back to the hospital. Beyond that, in terms of, we launched a campaign called Donate a Night, where any citizen of the country can express their gratitude to all the frontline workers and donate a night, which is being utilized for free stays for, again, healthcare workers or anybody who's helping fight COVID. And lastly, a lot of embassies reached out to us through different channels that their citizens were stranded in different parts of the country, and we helped them find rooms wherever was closest. And really, it was an effort which spanned across cities in India. So within the guidelines of what is permitted by the government to operate during the times of lockdown, the whole company has stepped up. And I think the employees are also very energized by the fact that in such a critical time for the country, they are stepping up and able to contribute to the society.
All right. So, Mr. Kapoor, you seem to have had an easier time dealing with the government. And Sonu, you didn't quite. You said that it was a lot of paperwork involved. People did, come around, with convincing, you speaking to them. But, with all that kind of work, don't you think somewhere down the line, even if citizens want to extend a helping hand, the bureaucracy, the red tape is just way too much?
When we started the whole journey, I remember there's a very close friend of mine, Miki Goel, and we spoke about these migrants. I said, let's join hands, and we were serving a lot of food at these junctions. We got permissions to serve fruits, a lot of food at Thana. This is a place called Kalwa Chowk, where a lot of migrants were walking, and at the Hissa Chowk in Mumbai. But then we spoke to these migrants that, just give us some time and I'll get you the permission. Don't walk with. Someone said, I'm going to Bihar. Someone said, I'm going to UP. So I said, just give me one day and I'll get those permissions in place. And they were made to stay at a place. And in one day, I got that first set of permissions for Karnataka. And then I know that, you have to have those sleepless nights to make things happen. But we are doing it. We are almost on the phone 17 to 18 hours a day. And, people are going. Last night, 1:30, 2 o'clock in the night, I received a call. There are almost 103 people wanted to go to Jharkhand. And now, as we are talking, they are already on board and they are headed towards their home. So, which is good. I know it's a very tough call, but you have to request, you have to get connected with the right people. And all these years, that's what I've learned. I have a lot of friends in bureaucracy also. They were very, very helpful in getting all the permissions sorted.
Thank you, Sonu, and congratulations for doing the good work. I'm sure it gives you a lot of heart. And thank you, Mr. Kapoor, for joining us. We do leave you with these visuals. We're talking about migrants and maybe making their life a little easier because politics is clearly not doing that. These visuals, I want to end the show with them. Little kids at railway stations of migrants being given little toys to take back home with them. Happy faces. Thank you. Hi everyone, Preeti Chaudhary here. Hope you like this video. For latest news and analysis, like and subscribe to the India Today YouTube channel. And don't forget to press the bell icon to stay updated. Thank you for watching.